And we are live. I'm John, Ryan, and we have a guest today.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Man, mystery guy.
Yeah.
So this is Matt. He's actually a good friend, and he's my personal trainer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, look at this. Look at these guns.
Oh, flex. Now, come on.
I think I hurt myself. But not only that, he is actually the guy that used to own the BMW that now lives inside of our 49 Ford body.
That Matt.
That Matt.
That Matt. All
So
right.
Matt crashed that BMW. Thank you, by the way, for doing that. Just at the right time, too.
It was.
It really was, because I was
timing.
literally looking for a donor car.
Yeah.
And I heard him talking about going to look for a new car. And I was like, what happened to your car? And he said, well, had a little mishap. By the way, how did it happen again?
Well, to give you a little context, I had just gotten out of a bad breakup situation, and it was probably about 8 o'clock at night, torrential downpour, and I was kind of driving with a little bit of a death wish, and I had procrastinated on getting new tires, so they were pretty bald, and just accelerated a little bit too quickly and started spinning. Next thing I know, I'm going into the concrete barrier, and that was it.
And of course, the car wasn't stock, so he was running some JB4 electronics. He had some boost going on, so probably in the 400s ish.
Yeah, somewhere probably
Give or take. So it had some power.
Yeah.
And of course, all this happened in Mexico, so it's
All right.
definitely cool. No illegal activities
Nah.
that we condone around here, right?
Yeah.
So hey, how's your week?
This is all right. This is all right.
You've been traveling.
Spent a week in Michigan. Yeah, with family.
Yeah, that's got to be tiring.
Yeah.
How
Trying
about
to
yours?
get back on West Coast time now.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
It's been good. Busy week. Got my snowbirds starting to come back
Oh,
for
okay.
the winter, so things are starting picking up at work, and
Snowbirds for you guys, if I don't know what those are. So we're in Arizona, and we get a large population increase in the winter time, and these are people that come from like Canada and all the
Alaska.
snowed-in states, so Alaska, Wisconsin, you name it, Washington State. So he's got a studio, and his clientele grows by doubled.
yeah,
Right now. So you're just going to get busier and busier as we go. We are in, what are we, in October right now as we're recording this?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. I also had a pretty busy week. Real estate is doing some different kind of some flips and tricks are going on right now. Interest rates are crazy. I think they're 7.5% right now. I think that was today I checked. So definitely some interesting things as far as real estate values. But fortunately, we're also in residential property management, and that's still going pretty well.
Oh, I bet.
So
I bet.
definitely keeping busy. So I always look forward to this night that we shoot. This is a Thursday night that we're doing this, and it's kind of a fun, relaxing
It
time
is.
to get together and kind of connect with our viewers on a different level.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good just to hang out with the guys, kind of a midweek, stress relief, no stress here, just hanging out and shooting the breeze.
Yeah. And depending on how
Just
you
like
do
this.
today, Matt, we may just replace Jim.
Occasionally.
Just kidding, Jim. All right. Well, should we get started? So let me just kind of remind everybody what this is about. So this is our Maniacs React segment that we started about 6 weeks ago or so. I think this is our sixth episode, maybe.
Yeah.
And so we get together like this. We pick a couple of cars. Actually, we throw in a third bonus car at the end. We just kind of critique them. We kind of comment on them, have some fun with them.
Yeah.
And we try to pick some, pretty different kind of cars because that's what we like. We're into performance and stuff, but we're into really just some really unique, different vehicles.
Nothing you'll see on this is average, run-of-the-mill, not just a bunch of bolt-ons.
Unless it's the bonus car. Because that's the
That can
wild
be
card
both,
bonus
yeah,
car.
yeah.
That could go any which way. And
Sure.
Matt, to fill you in as well, after each car, at the end of that part, we do a rating of that car, and we have a three level grading system,
Yeah.
right? So it's a tachometer, right? It's an RPM gauge.
All right.
And we have a cranker, which is just kind of barely cranking. It's just not that cool. It's all right, but it's not that cool. And we have a cruiser that's like, okay, maybe 3,000 RPM. It's kind of up there, kind of so-so, right? And then we have the rev limit on the limiter. So that's, in the BMW, that's about 7,400 RPM. And it does go there very often.
It's about 8,300 on my M3.
There you go.
Yeah. He's actually got a couple of BMWs right
Yeah.
now as we speak, and they're both pretty fun cars. So he's got an M3 V8,
Nice.
normally aspirated.
Nice.
That's an E92?
3. So,
93, it's convertible.
Nice.
Right. And then you got a V8 twin turbo BMW.
Ooh.
Yeah, the 550i.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a 4.4.
Huh, that's actually pretty interesting. So he's got BMWs, and he's had BMWs, obviously, right, in the past, and he's had other ones, even not just the one that he, wrapped around the K-rail on the freeway in Mexico. But but he's had other ones, and you've had BMWs. You have one currently, and you had another one. He had a wagon.
C3.
Okay.
He had a wagon, actually, that was pretty sweet, a
Yeah.
5 Series wagon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, E39. Lowered about 1.5 inches. Had some 19s on it. And carbon fiber hood.
Yeah.
Tinted out. Had enough electrical problems. I finally got rid of it. Sold it to my son, who dropped a Coyote 5.0 in it.
Right on.
Mustang
Nice.
motor.
Yeah.
So, and I started with an E30 way back when. Pretty sweet car. It was actually my wife's at the time, and kind of lost count of the BMWs that we've had. We've had a lot of BMWs in the family,
Yeah.
and most currently we have an X3 that she drives, and that's lowered on 20s and pretty smooth ride.
Yeah.
So,
that's nice.
I don't know.
Nice.
We're kind of BMW-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We like them. They're fun. They're
Yeah.
fast. They're actually pretty affordable
Yeah.
for the power you get. So
For
you
sure.
can't really go wrong. And we have a lot of fans that like the BMWs. So,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Well, hey, let's get
What's
started,
this
man.
first
Let's
car
get
we're
started
looking
with
at,
the
dude?
first car. I am ready.
So what is this thing?
Man,
Give
sorry,
us
let me,
a little bit of an intro.
all right, let me set it up a little bit. So I've been following. So everything we pull is from Instagram, and you guys can follow these guys. We'll give you the Instagram account on there as well. So this guy, I've been following him for a while. He follows us, and we chat sometimes. I think he's out of California. I could be wrong, but it's a 350Z. Okay,
Nice.
but it's not what you're imagining in your head right now.
Okay.
It's a pretty different 350Z. It's gone through some different variations of it. At one point, he had it on its roof on a canyon road, and he rebuilt it. So this is now the new version of it. In fact, well, let's just drop it because it's super, super cool. So run the video there.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you guys think of this thing?
Big old cage, status racing steeds, way to go.
Dude, that motor's crossways.
There's 2 motors. There was a motor in the back too.
What? No. Yeah, I'm acting like I don't know. I'm not that good at acting. Yes, there is a motor in the back.
So
And
it's
in the front. What do you think, Matt?
like a hybrid electric motor with gas.
It's a good guess.
Big old turbo
But
on that
no.
front one.
Because if you look harder, I can't really see it from this angle, but that motor has a turbo on it too.
Okay.
So, all right, well, let's talk about these engines.
Yeah,
So,
fill us in, John.
he is running Honda K2 4-cylinder turbocharged engines in the front and in the back.
Wow.
It's an all-wheel drive, twin-engine, twin-turbo car. I mean, that's a good pick. Who picked this car? I did.
Yeah. That thing is wild.
So I guess the story is that he got this. I think he got this car damaged, rear end damage already, and decided to kind of build that exoskeleton, back half, which was kind of cool already, So that was like in the early renditions of it, and it was always kind of a wide body, big fenders, not this wide. This is the widest it's ever been right now. So this is kind of what it looks like currently. In fact, he is trying to get into the SEMA show this November. And so maybe he gets in, we'll get to see it.
It's only a few weeks away, yeah.
Right. So man, that's pretty wild, huh?
That is very wild. That is very wild.
You know what's cool about this kind of conversion, you guys, is that dropping in a front-wheel drive transverse mounted engine to begin with kind of lends itself really good. Obviously, it's a front-wheel drive, so it's perfect front-wheel drive right there on this setup. He didn't have to do anything special. He's running probably the stock
Front
Honda.
engine, you mean? It's not originally front-wheel drive, right?
The engine, the Honda was a front-wheel drive.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I mean
The
about
Z
the
wasn't.
right. So the conversion though to an all-wheel drive, I guess,
I'm following.
is
Yeah,
you
yeah,
drop
yeah.
a front-wheel drive motor, transaxle, all that, and then you also drop that same setup in the rear. You have all the components more or less in the right place. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, pun intended. The big, really
But getting
deep
both
wheels.
those engines to run together and in sync with
It'd be a lot of work.
fuel management and gears.
Yeah, linkage.
Shifting and trans timing and
Whew. Yeah, I mean, he talk about what's the word I'm looking for? Really biting off a big a big bite. We thought that body swapping the 49 was a big job, and it was. And then we kind of threw the turbo setup on it, which I thought was going to be like a little side gig, turned into a monster project just on that. So yeah, I can only imagine all the little details. You can see the instrumentation is running like two separate engine management, or at least the screens monitoring, the front and the rear engine.
is that a trailer hitch ball on the top of his cage?
Looks
Well,
like
yeah, I mean, it also doubles as a work tow vehicle.
Just your average
Tow your
tow
camper.
rig.
It
Tow your camper, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
I mean, man, I love the fenders. I mean, they're
Those back fenders are cool. I mean, look at those.
it looks like
things.
they're signed by probably maybe people, maybe followers. That was a thought I had at one point. For the 49, you had the whole body to be signed, but maybe that's what that is. That's a cool idea.
Does it have a hood, or is it they just run with the open hood design there?
I don't know. I haven't seen the hood as of lately. It had one at one point, but maybe since this setup, he doesn't have it. I don't know. I
It
almost
looks
think
like everything's low enough with a little hood, just a little hood bump for the
Exhaust,
valve
yeah.
cover, and an opening for the exhaust. It looks like it would fit.
Do we have another clip for this, Ryan?
Yeah, we do. We do have.
So I think that, obviously it's a monster project, but I think there's a lot of really cool detail in this car, like clean stuff. Like I think those headlight louvers, I'm not sure if those are 3D printed. I know he's done some 3D printing on this car. Those fenders were hand built. They're fiberglass on the front, and they're really, really smooth, dude. I mean, they have a cool look to them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're huge, obviously. But it looks cool, man, with the half exo and half body, doesn't it?
Very different. Very different. I like it. I like tubing, so yeah, it it lends itself to.
I don't know what body kit he's using, but it's a really good looking front bumper. I'm sure it's modified to kind of work into the rest of the car. And the color scheme's nice. It's actually wrapped. It was black before.
Oh, it's a white wrap. It's not painted then.
It's a white wrap.
Okay.
I saw him doing it. I don't know what size wheels those are, man, but they may actually be giving us a run for our money on our 14-inch wide wheels.
I like too
With the
when it goes around
345s.
to the back. Look at how he integrated the tail lights into it. There's like tubing right above and below and beside them. We don't have a decent back shot of the car, but like the tail lights
Still has a
fit perfectly
370.
in the
It's a
tubing.
350Z, I think is what it is. 350Z. So yeah, it's got the stock tail lights from it still.
But he integrated them into the whole part of the exo cage.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
So you ready to cut up the M3?
No.
Not yet.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to give this thing a rating.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah?
And I'm sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, this is on the limiter,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen anything like this for sure. I'd have to go with Redline. Yep.
Yeah. All the way up there. Same here. Very, very rad, very different. I'd love to see this thing doing a big smoky 4-wheel burnout, which I'm sure it's going to do. Very, very cool car. Good job. And you can check it out at MLZ_garage. That's MLZ_garage on Instagram.
Did they give it a name?
I don't know if it's got a
Skeletor.
name. Do you have a name for it?
Skeletor.
Skeletor?
Yeah.
We're gonna have
I like
to let him know
I like that.
that Matt, our guest, suggested Skeletor, and he should use that. So hey, man, before we transition to the next car,
Yeah.
you know
we
what
usually
time,
have a sponsor right
you know what time it is?
It's sponsor time, isn't it?
It's sponsor time. And today's sponsor, you guys, is our very own Maniacs Garage store. Yeah, so maniacsgarage.com is where you guys can go and find cool apparel
Those
like
fancy
these hats.
Where's my hat?
We'll get you one before you leave.
We should have thought of that before we turned the camera on.
You should have had one a long time ago.
That's true too.
That's bad on me, on my part. But you can go to maniacsgarage.com. You can find this cool t-shirt on there right now, which is our Born Again shirt. It's really cool because it's half BMW, half 49 Ford. Thought that was kind of a cool kind of a depiction of the
Trying
car.
to get it in the camera. It doesn't so much work with the mic, but that's all right.
We got that. We got these hats. We have some beanies. And we have a very limited run of some cool backpacks. White backpacks with the Maniacs logo on it. So definitely go check it out. That does help us out so that we can kind of keep putting some content out and cover the bills, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, there are bills.
Nothing in life is free.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Except one thing in life. One thing in life is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this a lead into
This
the
is
next
the lead
vehicle?
into our next car.
And Ryan
How's
is
that?
so smooth, dude. You gotta
How's
love
that?
this guy. He's smooth.
How was that? This next car is very rad. This is a person I would describe as totally sold out.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's
In a
sold
good
out.
way.
In a good way. Yeah. Yeah. Good ad there. Yeah. Sold out in a good way. So let's check this guy out here if I can figure this computer out. And so this is
got some color
the
going.
Jesus car. 63 Impala with a 383 stroker and the wildest wrap I've probably ever seen in my life.
Yeah, buddy. Wow. Look how glossy it is, too.
Mm-hmm.
And
look at that metallic.
Metallic? Man,
Dude.
how did they even do that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's wild.
So you're going to have to tell us a little bit more about this car, Ryan. Let's move the cursor off of it. Oh, maybe that's not showing up on the screen.
But that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
So when I said a free gift, this card depicts the free gift of eternal life through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the only way to heaven.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's bold. That is so bold. You know,
this car is very in your face. That's why I said this dude is a sold out Christian right here. There is nothing subtle whatsoever about this car. 63 Impala, like I said, it's all like a pearl white color underneath of this wrap. Very, very detailed wrap. Not only does the wrap depict Christ's crucifixion on the side of the car, but we've got the top of the car with
different scenes.
Yeah,
throughout the Bible.
Yeah,
right?
So that this trunk lid that he's going to show next depicts Christ's return. So basically, from the book of Revelations, when Christ comes to rule the earth again. The engine hood, which he'll show in a second here. The empty tomb, was that right? I don't remember.
I don't know. There's a cheat sheet right here.
Cheat sheet, yeah. Forgot about that.
One thing cool though is the color scheme. It actually has a meaning as well. So yeah, he's got it noted right here. So he's got the white, the red, and the gold. So you can see the wheels are gold, plated. Looks like, and then so the red is obviously the blood of Christ, shed, for the sins. The white is sins as white as snow. So that's the purification. And then the gold is tested as gold. And you remember that part in the word?
In Zechariah.
Fire.
Exactly. in order to make gold pure, you have to melt it down and
Burn out the impurities.
burn out the impurities. To
Is
get
it
them separated.
the dross or
The
is that what it's
dross,
called?
yeah, that's the impurities that you get off the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty cool, man. So what a bold statement on this car, man. I mean, it's got a lot of custom stuff too, right? So
Oh yeah, look
I mean,
at those crazy doors, dude.
So obviously this was a 4-door, 63 Impala. That's how it started life as. And he had this idea to do this, so that welded the two passenger doors together and the two driver doors together, and created this, electric, maybe hydraulic, I don't know, ram system.
Also
to
removed
push
the
out.
beat pillar then too, right? This car would have had a beat pillar, I think.
Did it though? I don't know. Maybe, probably.
I think
well,
so.
as a 4-door, it would have.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe the 2 doors didn't, but the 4-door would have. So yeah. There's a lot of structural stuff that was done to this car below all this wrap stuff. So it looks like the interior is still not done. It's still under work, but
yeah,
it does have a really cool finished engine. You have that
let's
clip there for that.
This clip, I think, shows the engine and shows the doors operating.
There it is, man. Look at that thing. So, man, it's just a V8.
Where's Jim when you need him?
We get on Jim's case because the 62 Mercury that we're working on is a V8, and I called it just a V8. But hey, this V8 though is a 383 stroker.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know much about. I just know that it's a cool setup.
Yeah, it's a cool setup. Runs, you can usually get some more RPM out of them, and they're generally pretty high horsepower.
Is that achieved by keeping the bore the same, but has different push rod length?
Crank.
A different crank.
So you get a different stroke out of it.
So you get a longer stroke, so you get more
CCs,
more CCs out of it.
Looks like those doors could double as a defense mechanism there. You got someone who's carrying a line, just pump up the power and just kind of knock them back. Cool.
Yeah, that's push them over a little bit.
The roof of the car has that cross on it with the inscription of the sign that was above Christ when he was crucified on it. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I like the gold intake manifold on the engine too. Just that little bit of color really helps set it apart.
So, I mean, I like the car. I like the car to begin with. I have nothing against 4-doors anymore. 4-doors are super cool now. I mean, it used to not be, right? You had to have a 2-door in order to... I'm not talking about your BMW family car, but I'm talking about like the old hot rods, Yeah. If it was a 4-door, nobody cared. Well, I think that the 2-doors are so rare anymore that 4-doors kind of became more popular. Also, what I've heard too is that, a lot of the guys that grew up, when they were kids, those cars were around. Now they're adults. Now they have families with kids. So to go back to kind of the nostalgia of having that old car, but having the usability of a 4-door is actually pretty ideal. So now they're growing in popularity, and they're getting more expensive now for even finding a 4-door car. So, but I like that body style of the Impala. It's like the 64, which is a very iconic, Impala. This is a 63. I don't even know what the difference is, to be honest with you, how much difference there is, because it looks very much like it. It's got the 6 taillights, right?
Yeah.
So this was a really popular lowrider car in California.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up there, I mean, this was the car to have if you're a lowrider. Of course, it didn't look like this, but I mean, it did have crazy paint jobs and a lot of chrome and
some of them probably had a bunch of blood on them too.
For a whole different reason. So man, well, kudos to this guy because he's really putting it out there. That's awesome. Obviously we're all believers here. Even Matt, which is cool. Even Matt, even the guest, bro. We didn't plan it; just happened like that. And we always want to convey that, and that's why really our 49 Ford's called Born Again, and that's kind of the play on words of old Ford, born again's a new BMW, but really more that you have new life in Christ, so you're born again. So pretty cool, man. So definitely awesome ride, and he's in Arizona too.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty rad. And if you have questions
connect with this guy,
and if you have questions about the meaning of this car, or anything we talked about, feel free to DM us on Instagram or from our webpage. Hit the contact us button. We'd be happy to chat with you about Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can look him up on Instagram at the Jesus Car. Is what his Instagram account is.
Yep.
So yeah, man.
So where are we putting this car?
Oh, right. We got to grade it, huh?
We got to rate this guy.
Yeah, man. I'm going to let you go first this time.
Me first. I'm on the limiter, dude. I think this thing is super cool. Very in your face, very attention getting. Big engine. I just like it. I like it a lot. Dude, you'd be able to give your testimony every time you drive this car, multiple times when you drive this car, every time you stop, and I think it's super cool.
For sure. So I mean, even though the interior's not done, and I think that's a little bit against him, but of course he's working on it. It will get done. I'm sure it's going to be pretty amazing, right? Sure. Because everything else is going down that road. So I think that not just because I'm biased for what's on the car as far as the wrap itself and for what it stands, but also all the custom work that's been done to this, because it has been touched everywhere, and doing those doors, that is no small feat. I mean, that is a pretty big engineering kind of a task to get it to work, and it's pretty smooth. Looks like it's solid, the way that it works. So wheels, suspension, undercarriage, looks like it's got a lot of detail everywhere. So tons of work.
Yeah, one of the other reels we saw when we were looking for this one showed the underneath of the car. The whole frame is red powder coated underneath of there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, lots of time and lots of love put into this car, which is cool. So definitely on the limiter on this one for me.
Yeah, I mean, just the message, the attention to detail, and the artwork. I'm not big on the Impala, but yeah, I can't not give it max power for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
If it had a BMW engine, would it? All right, awesome. Well, man, this brings us to, man, we're motoring right along.
We are doing pretty good. We're really on time today. 26 minutes in. No, we're right on time.
We're right on time. It just seems like we're moving along because, Matt's here. We're having fun. We're just let the hair down.
So
especially me.
I found our bonus car today.
Oh,
just happened to be.
So
you can't even look at it.
The viewers can't see it yet, but you're seeing it. I'm seeing it, and we're already cracking up because this one's going to be fun.
I've seen a few things kind of like it before, but none quite like this. And I just wanted to. I don't know. It just seemed to fit. Matt, you asked a question earlier. What was the question you asked earlier?
Is this thing amphibious or not?
Oh, that's a pretty good lead-in.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good lead-in. So let's
drop it.
Let's show the viewers what we've got here.
Oh, boom! Oh man,
what?
It's a convertible,
a 4-wheel drive boat.
A 4-wheel drive boat, car truck.
I've never seen a 4-wheel drive boat before. I was telling these guys I've seen quite a few boats that people drive down the road, but usually it's a boat sitting completely over a small car chassis to where you can't see any wheels or tires. Everything's all underneath. These guys literally set a boat body on top of what appears to be a Jeep Cherokee chassis. But not only did they just do that, I mean, they even integrated the fender flares into the boat.
Oh, man, it's rigged as all get out. But
yes,
it's got something that's kind of cool about it in a,
they even left the outboard motor on it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's got a full-on outboard on it. I love the fender flares, man. Like that's literally off the same donor car.
Yeah, right.
It
off
looks
the
like
Jeep.
So Jeep, obviously the whole interior still has the dash
and the headlight of the Jeep on that last clip there.
I haven't seen that yet. I gotta check it.
Yeah, on this last one. And you see the Jeep
I got the mirror
right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is funny. It's Cherokee, huh?
Cherokee, yeah.
Yeah, the wheels and everything. Back bumper still there. The length of that boat was perfect, dude. They just found what is that thing? Probably like a 13-foot haul.
I don't know.
14, 15-foot haul.
Probably, yeah.
Hey, Gambler 500. Gambler 500, man, I don't know if you know about that.
Mm-mm.
So it's a thing. It was started in, I think, Washington State by some guys, kind of a fun thing, and I think it took off bigger than that. It's been years ago. So it's an event. You can go to it. Theoretically, you're supposed to have a no more than $500 car, but that's kind of
Got to adjust for inflation.
Questionable on some of the cars that are there. But this looks like this thing probably ran the Gambler 500, right? And this is the kind of thing that you may see there. You're going to see a lot of Caprices, that are lifted with some bigger tires on it and got some exoskeleton cage on it. And There's a guy that I follow on Instagram too. I can't think of his page name right now. He built some really cool. He actually built real amphibious cars.
Oh, wow.
He did a Volvo wagon that floats and drives in the water and out. He built this massive, it's like a earth mover, heavy equipment into this barge, and it's, you know, both land and water. And he launched it and it floats and everything, and he still uses it. Maybe we can drop that in over here, over the top, just to kind of show it, or in a little bit here. Why don't you pull this off of the screen, Ryan? If you want to switch on that. And so that guy's done some cool things. And one of the cars he built was an old kit car, fiberglass kit car that was supposed to be on a VW frame. I was actually showing you some just the other day. You remember what those were? Like not a Berkeley, but what are those things called? These old kit cars.
I don't remember.
He ended up putting on a Toyota truck, an old Toyota truck chassis and motor, and he ran it in the Gambler 500.
Okay.
So that's kind of the tie-in with that. And it was a really cool, man, because it's this old kit car that looked kind of exotic and it's dropped. And we'll put that in right now over here because it's a really cool looking car. And he ran that in the Gambler. And
Was that car show the Gambler 500?
No, it's like an event. It's like a 500-mile, mostly off-road, a couple of days. Just a bunch of people get together. It's like a cool,
and they do a trail cleanup. That's the cool part about it too. It's not just for fun. They actually do some good as well. They do a bunch of trail cleanup.
So I have aspirations. I have an old '59 Volvo out sitting in the back of the shop, and that one is it's been talking to me, and it's been telling me that it wants to go on the Gambler 500. So I don't know.
It's pretty close for fitting the bill on cost, right?
Yeah,
it was cheap.
It was cheap. It was $600.
Shh.
It could pass for $500. So.
Sell it to me for $5, and then we're good.
That's right. There you go. So, man, I think we're gonna have to rate this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll transition back here.
Transmission it back on here.
Transmission it back on.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I want to say a cranker just because it's goofy as crap, but I actually like it. I like how they integrated it to be the 4-wheel drive with all the Jeep stuff. I'm trying to see if I could picture myself cruising this thing down the road or not.
Not for a daily.
No, definitely not for a daily.
I think if you could take it in the water, for me it'd be a rev limiter, but yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle with it.
Well, you could take it in the water.
At least once.
Wonder if it'd float.
Right, very short time.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to go with Cruiser on this. I do like it. I think I like the way they integrated it. Obviously, things could have been done better, but they don't care. It is what it is because it was fun.
Yeah.
And but they took some extra time to do some things to make it pretty cool. So I'm going with a Cruiser on it. All
right. What were you gonna go with? So we got the cranker, Cruiser, limiter.
Yeah, we'll go cranker. I mean, definitely some thought put into it. Definitely a lot of work. Yeah, it looks nice. They did a good job blending the boat with the fenders and got the wind. They kept the windshield, the boat windshield. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super. It looks fast.
The
windshield makes it look fast.
Sleek windshield on it. Yeah.
So I don't know if you know, but cranker is the lowest score we have. Cruiser would be the mid score.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll give it the mid score.
All right. So I'll make sure we clarify that.
Cruiser,
so, all right, and so me too, because I try to reserve the cranker score to just an absolute ridiculous kind of a lost cause car, which we've had on and we will have again.
Like that VW with the truck body.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have given it a Cruiser on that one too. But so I'm not going to give it a cranker because I think there was creativity, there was work that was done. It probably functions, right? I mean, it looks like it does. It's muddy, so they've been driving it.
Looks like there's a mannequin in the passenger seat.
No, that's a real guy. He's just been very still. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's very still.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So that's my score. So it's a Cruiser.
Cruiser it is.
Cruiser it is.
All right.
So, man, with that, man, we're already at the end.
Yeah.
And if you guys made it this far, we really appreciate it because that is so cool that you guys are sticking with us and hanging out and just having fun with us on these Maniacs React episodes. And, we would ask you to make sure that you guys share this with your friends. Make sure that you're subscribed and your notification is turned on so that you're notified when these videos come out and our other videos because we're still dropping other videos. So we're still working out in the shop sometimes.
Occasionally.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
working on the 62 Mercury, and I think we're going to have it in pretty good condition here pretty soon where we're going to have some more fun with it. So yeah, that's that. And then Ryan, do you have any encouraging words for us today?
Any encouraging words? I think we gave lots of encouraging words.
I think we did.
You saw the Jesus car a few minutes ago, and the message there, I think, speaks for itself. So again, If you guys got any questions about salvation through Christ, DM us on Instagram or hit the contact us on the webpage of maniacsgarage.com.
Yep.
And
you can do that.
We'll definitely get back to you.
Yeah, right on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, dude, it was fun. Want to do it again?
Yeah, I'm down.
Maybe sometime? All right. Awesome. Cool. Well, with that, we're going to be seeing you guys in the next one.